Hello, hello. How you all doing? I actually had a moment today, so thought I would come on and do some cards and have a little chat with you all. How are you all doing? Aren't the beginnings of lives always really awkward? Hi, I'm just waiting for some of you to join me. Yeah, so if you've got a question, you can ask a question. If you just want a card, you can ask for a card. I am working with the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn and the Spellcasting Oracle by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Mecklejohn Free. Isn't that exciting? Hi, Catherine. Hi, Cece. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Anne. Hi, Aaron. Nice to see you, Aaron. I'm not ignoring your email. I got a lot of emails. It was, it's a great idea. I still stand by it, but it's just going to take me a bit of time to go through everybody's messages. So, that's life, isn't it? So let me know if you have a preference to which pack. We have got Spellcasting or Sacred Forest. If you've got a specific question you want answering, or if you just want a card, and we will go from there. Let's have a look. Cece, on a train to Dartmoor, may lose you, but would love a card if you fancy it. I do indeed. I'm going on Forest for you. Let's see. Meandering pathway, flow. What a beautiful energy coming in for you, Cece, of being carried. I feel like the hard work is done, and it's almost like you're in a lazy river where you're just in a ring. You just get carried where you need to be. There is a real sense of magic. I hope you can see the wizard there. There's a real feeling of magic, of anticipatory excitement, of feeling closer to spirit and closer to purpose and closer to that divine inspirational energy. But equally, I just want to allow it to happen for me. I am just being carried, being taken down the river on the flow, and it is no effort required from me. I'm just being taken where I need to be. Now, I have to acknowledge within this the effort it's taken to get you to this place. It's not like this is just your life and you went, oh, marvelous. There's been tough decisions, hard choices, bravery required, but now you can enjoy the fruits of those labors and just be carried. How lovely for you. That's what I want. Let's see, where am I going? I'm going to go right down to the bottom and see where I am drawn. Olwena. Hello. You, of course, may have a card. Let me pick you one. Ooh. You've got Justice. Now, this is an interesting card for you. I feel that there is a... Oh. What I want to say to you is that you are a very ethical person. You have a real standard about how to behave, what is wrong, what is right. Excuse me. You can't be moved on that. You are always very true to your integrity and your ethical beliefs. And then I want to talk about people that you have, that are around you or you have seen, that are in your periphery around here, that perhaps aren't behaving in that way. And I know that you know this, but I also feel that Spirit want to say to you, you don't need to get involved. You don't need to worry about it. You just keep doing you with this trajectory of truth and righteousness, but not in a stuck up, oh, look at me, I'm so righteous kind of way, but just in a, this is the right way to behave. This is the truth. This is the light, and holding that space, and they will get their comeuppance. Or even more spiritual than that. It's less about them getting their comeuppance and more you getting what you deserve and them not. I keep being really human and petty with it, and I'm like, ha ha, you're going to get what you deserve. They're not going to get it. But it just feels like Spirit are on your side. It feels like the energy is on your side and you deserve that. I hope that makes sense. Please turn off your speakers for a moment while I slurp. I've got chocolate flavoured coffee, guys. Bellissimo. It's so exciting. I'm so glad that some of you were able to come on, because I knew it was short notice, but I kind of backed myself into it after doing the live podcast last night and pulling off the plaster of going live again. And and I thought I better keep this momentum going. It's hard going live, and that vulnerability of speaking to everybody. CC, I'm glad that makes sense. Let me see where I want to go. I just pressed something and then it moved. Let me see where I'm going. I'm just pressing it. I'm not going to see. Samantha, hello. When the comments going, I feel like I want to pick for everybody and I just can't. So I'm just going to close my eyes and pick, because that's the best way of doing it, isn't it? Okay, Samantha, let me pick you a card. Okay. Starry Night, Acceptance. Oh, there's a real feeling of peace that comes with this card, Samantha, of accepting. See what I did there? Accepting what has been before, accepting the cards that you have been dealt. And in that accepting and making peace with it is a freedom. And I feel that you are there. You have done the, why has this happened to me? This is so unfair. Why can't I get past these things? All of that kind of stuff. And then there is this feeling here of just, it is what it is. And I'm going to move forward. And what has been, has been. But there's a real feeling with you, Samantha, of looking into the future, looking ahead. And that feels new to me. I think you've been in the past and what's happened and what's gone on for you and the loss you've experienced, I want to talk about here. But in this new energy that's coming in is, this is what was, and now I need to live. I'm moving forward. It does feel peaceful and exciting at the same time. And I hope that makes sense to you. It feels anticipatory. So like good things are coming, but also a real sense of much needed reconciliation within of the feelings. I hope that that makes sense, Samantha. Interesting card. Okay, scrolling right down to the bottom, and then I am closing my eyes. Did one work? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Okay, I can't close my eyes because that's not working, is it? That is so funny. Where do we want to go? Let's see. Aaron. I'm so creaky with these now. I got so good at them over lockdown, didn't I? And now it's just all gone to shit. Aaron, let me pick you a card. New beginnings. And this card feels much needed. There's a freshness coming in. There's a rebuilding coming in. So if I was looking at traditional tarot, you would have had the tower, which is everything you know, your life crumbling, and you've done the bit where you've sat amongst the rubble, possibly wept for what has been, and now there is a feeling of rebuilding, of creating a new life, creating purpose, creating, being inspired to create, moving forward. There's a feeling of movement finally with you, which I feel has been a long time coming, rather than just being stuck and stayed and restricted in some sort of quagmire or bog-like energy that I'm feeling here. There's moving, expansion, progression, and this feels exciting. It feels like you've been stuck and now you're finally getting that energy to move. So I want to celebrate that with you. I want you to keep an open mind, because you are not the same person that you were before the crumbling of your life. And so therefore, there's no point looking for the things that you wanted before the crumbling happened, because it's not the same. You're not the same energy anymore. And I want you to open up into newness, new beginnings. See what I did there? And see everything anew, because I think sometimes as humans, we get that kind of, this is what I want, this is where I want to be. And then we forget to question whether it's still what we want after months have passed and we have changed. So I want you to kind of go back to, do I want this? What do I want now? If I could wipe the slate clean and start again, where would I be guiding spirit to go? Because I think that's really important for you at this time. And I hope that makes sense. Oh, Rebecca has rum. Are you in the UK, Rebecca? Are you in a GMT time zone? Because if you are, I mean, kudos to you, girl. I was feeling excited. I was having my second coffee of the day at 12:30. Which I still haven't learned not to make before I do a live, because then they get cold. Okay, let's just have a look. Oh, I'm terrifyingly accurate. I think that's a compliment. But I'm glad that made sense, Aaron. That is a really funny phrase there. Where am I going? I am going to Samantha. Hello, Samantha. Let me pick you a card. I just have to stop the comments moving because they put me off. Here we are. You have got Bear Spirit and Healing. Okay. Samantha, healing. Highly recommend it. Lifetime's work, never done. Fun. I feel that it feels like things being stirred up around you, and that is for you to do the healing work, even though it might not feel particularly spiritual or fun. I need to talk here about the past coming back in with you in some way. Now, one of the things that Spirit showed me when I was learning about healing is that we view it as humans as a linear path. Whatever we need to heal from, the end destination where everything is fixed. Isn't that lovely? But actually, healing is a spiral. And what will happen is there's whatever it is you're trying to heal from, and you will spiral around and meet whatever that trigger is or whatever that energy is repeatedly. And so often when we're on a healing journey, we feel like, oh, come on, I should be done with this. I've already dealt with that 2 years ago. But as we progress and we move up in consciousness and knowing and understanding of our energy, we have to go back and revisit things so we can look at them from a new enlightened perspective. Yay. So you're not being put on the naughty step. You are not being forced to repeat lessons you think you've already learned, because if you seek into it, Samantha, you will see that you have a new understanding from it. So you are healing, you are progressing. This isn't taking away from the work you've already done and the stuff that you have already reconciled. It's just the way that the journey goes. You're on a higher loop, revisiting the same problem again. You're welcome. Hope that makes sense. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep working on it. It's important. It will change your life, etc., etc. Right, where am I going now? Let's have a look with Kath, who I'm assuming that was some sort of emoji. Let's hope it wasn't a finger or an aubergine. I make myself laugh. Right, let me have a look for you, Kath. Here we go. Well-being. Beautiful card. Aren't these spellbind? Both of these cards, spell casting and sacred forest, they're just so beautiful. Okay. There is a real feeling here of needing time for your well-being, which I don't think will surprise you, but also outgrowing where you are. And it's almost like you're having to do so much healing work to reconcile where you are, that it's feeling almost like a full-time job. So you're really moving into a space now where your energy is really communicating with you, and you are feeling what is right for you and what is no longer in alignment with you. And I understand that feeling of not being able to perhaps take action on everything that you want to right now. But there is certainly a sense that plans need to be made and small steps need to be taken for your well-being. So you might not be able to blanket wipe out everything in your life that isn't in alignment with you right now. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could? But I do feel that there is this snowball effect needs to take place where there are certain things that you need to put down. And it's almost like you've been on hold, waiting for certain things to get dealt with or tidied away or cleared for you by the spirit world so that you can move forward into your new life, which is in alignment with you, which is going to make you feel well and going to make you have more energy and going to make you feel like you're not carrying such a heavy weight all the time. But the irony is the spirit world can't do that for you. It's you that has to do it. And I know you know that, but I also know that I have to say it to you because that's the message. I'm going to be popular. Everyone's going to be like, oh, I'm so glad you went live again. So really have your analytical head on. Is this in alignment with me? Do I have to do it? Am I choosing old Kath's life? Do I need to choose new Kath's life? Keep in that zone all the time, because it's easy to get caught up in other people's energies and other people's ideas about what you should be doing and when you should be doing it. But you have to go with what is right and true to you. Hope that helps. I'm just going to mute for a minute so I can drink loudly and no one can hear it. And I managed not to dribble. It's good being me, isn't it? Right, where shall we go now? Dibby dibby doo, dibby doo, dibby doo, dibby doo. Who's at the bottom? Alison Roberts. Hello, Alison. How are you doing? I'm being brave. I got really, I mean, as you guys know, being an empath, as I'm sure most of you are if you're interested in spiritual stuff, it's brutal. Being an empath on social media, even more ouchy. So I have been avoiding lives because they trigger me, but I'm being brave and getting back out there. Here we go. I'm going to force myself to keep doing that. Alison, you have got dragon, which is power. And this card is to remind you who the F you is. This card is to remind you that you need to be the dragon sometimes. And wouldn't it be lovely if in life everything was tidy and polite and gentle? But sometimes we have to awaken the dragon and we have to be defiant and raw and be seen and be heard. And there's a real feeling with you of needing to almost, it's like I can see your dragon just putting one winged fist here and one winged fist there and being like, here I am immovable, this is what I want, see me. And I feel that that is really important for you at this time. Spirit aren't going to be able to do that for you. I know I keep saying this, but we all hope, don't we? We all just go, la, 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 Spirit, make it happen. And Spirit are there going, no, no, you have to. There is a feeling here of you needing to stake that claim, of you being determined with the people in your life for them to recognize you. And it does feel exciting and necessary, very, very necessary for your next stage. So I hope that that makes sense. Please let me know. You know, I'd like to hear it. Okay, where are we now? We are with Joanne. I'm glad you're finding it interesting, Joanne. Let me pick you a card. Okay. Oh, you've got a lovely card here, protection. And there's a sense of sort of breathing a big sigh of relief here. of knowing that spirit are with you, that you are loved, that you are good enough. And I feel instantly, as soon as I say that, that resistance that we all have of, yeah, but I made this mistake, I did this wrong, I got this wrong. And just allowing yourself to accept the perfect, imperfect nature of being a human being. None of us get out of here without hurting or upsetting somebody. We don't. We'd like to, but we don't. And within that, there's a feeling of you needing to know that you're safe to make the changes that you want to make. I think you've done a lot of, it's been about everybody else, looking after everybody else, taking care of everybody else. And now the desire is rising in you to take care of you for a bit. Focus on what you want. What does Joanne want? What does Joanne's life want to look like? And in that, Spirit want you to know that you're safe. I keep being drawn. There's a teeny little butterfly on this card. So it feels like you're in very changing transformational energies. And I need you to know that this is a safe transformation for you. Transformation is always hard when all of the people around us start getting right on our nerves and feel really negative and we don't know what the heck's happened to everybody. That's perfectly normal. Don't let that dissuade you. You need to be moving forward, choosing you, prioritizing yourself, and letting everybody else get on with it for a time. I hope that that makes sense. Let's see. Love a card today. Oh, okay. Let's have a look, Sarah. Let's see what card we get for you. Where am I drawn? Oh, haha. Very topical. Spirit Guardian of Spring. Activation. Ah, yes. Growth. I love spring energy, even if it's not actually spring. Obviously, at the moment in the UK, it is. But that feeling of the things that have been buried in the darkness starting to poke up and us starting to see growth, opportunities, newness, freshness, and these things that we thought were dead and buried under the ground actually showing us that they're still there, they're still alive. So a real lovely feeling for you, Sarah, of exactly what you've said. You're right with everything you're feeling. Positive beginnings, transformation, feeling stronger, feeling inspired, feeling excited. I mean, look at how beautiful this card is. All the fairies dancing with the daffodils. It's the perfect card for you. There's this power there. There's a playfulness there. There's a lightheartedness there of just moving into this new space, feeling lighter, brighter, more positive, but with some good lessons and determination in your back pocket. You've been through it so that you can learn going forward. And that feels good too. Exciting. Very exciting. Let's see. Ah, I'm glad that makes sense, Joanne. Let me just see. Where am I drawn? Sharon. Is that a little pupper, Sharon? I think it's a little puppy. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, Sharon, let me pick you a card. Where am I drawn? Oh, interesting card for you. Financial health. This, okay, very, very practical one. Interesting energy to sit in and not where I was expecting to go with you. So this is quite fascinating. Right. Phil, I want to acknowledge first, we'll get into the financials, but I need to acknowledge the energy I'm getting with you, Sharon, which is feeling weighed down. I can feel it in my shoulders. I don't know if you're having trouble with your neck or your shoulders, but there's definitely a feeling of sort of being squashed or feeling uncomfortable. It's like a physical experience of the energy that you're in. So I know that you have been feeling the pressure, feeling the difficulty. And I don't think that's just financial, but I do think there is a financial element to it. And there's a feeling of just needing you to just put your worries to one side. Now, this is one of those messages, I'm fighting it, as you can probably see, where I go, oh, I hate stuff like this. But we live in a law of attraction universe. And so everything that we worry about or that we focus on in our minds, good and bad, we create more of in our experience. And so this is going to be a really hard thing for you when you've been feeling the pressure and feeling the difficulty. But I almost need you just to break the cycle for a little bit. It's almost like I want to put a stick in your bike spoke wheel and just stop you from keeping that pattern going round and round. I want you to just allow yourself just a week where instead of worrying about all the things that are building this pressure up on you, you force yourself, and it will be forced, Sharon, to look at things that bring you joy. You can look at that lovely dog. You can listen to the birds singing in the garden. You can just things that make you feel good. You've got to stop it in its tracks, because I just feel at the moment there is inspiration and advice coming from Spirit to alleviate some of the stress that you're under. But because you're so busy in the stress, like percolating, pickled in it, which is understandable. We've all been there. This is a no judgment reading. I was there. I get it completely. It's like you can't see the wood for the trees. So I need you just to know that Spirit have heard you. I know that you've been asking the Spirit well for help. They are answering you, but you can't hear their answer and their guidance because you're too encased in the energy of it. So the only way to do that is to give yourself a period of time where you just don't think about it. And I know that's easier said than done, but that's what we need you to do, because in the doing of that will create space in your energy. Creating space in your energy will allow a new energy to flow in. I hope that makes sense. There's a lot going on there. It's so interesting. Where are we going to go now? Okay, Iris. Hello, Iris. How are you doing, my little lamb? Oh, you've got Daffodil Fairy, New Beginnings. Again, a very topical spring-like card. Real hit of positivity for you here, Iris, of lightheartedness, growth, play. It's all those spring energies I was just talking about a minute ago. So knowing that you're moving into a new space. Now, when you move into a new space, Iris, I want to be really clear about this with you. You have to be mindful not to bring the old energies with you. So you can be like Puss in Boots and tie them all up with a handkerchief and have them on a stick over your shoulder, or you can put them down. And I really want to encourage you to leave that stuff behind. And I'm not talking about pretending things never happen, but I am talking about really focusing on the new beginnings, really focusing on this new energy that's coming in with you. So it feels exciting. It feels positive. It feels like opportunity for you. So some of these things that you've been asking for, the changes that you've been wanting, there's going to be opportunities to make those if you're brave enough to take them. And you don't limit yourself by going, oh, well, I tried this before and it didn't really work, and this isn't how my life works out, and that kind of energy. So a real feeling of pushing forward into the new, but forcing yourself to leave behind. It's like a baby leaving behind its blankie. You've got to be big girl stuff now and move into that new space and let that changing energy take you. Well, there we go. I hope that you've all enjoyed it. I've done my 30 minutes of bravery of getting back on alive. Yeah, so I'm hoping to do more of these because I need to, but I said that before and then I went away and hid, didn't I, again? So we'll see how it goes. And thank you all, as always, for your support and your love. And I will catch up with you again soon. Take care.